I think this is probably going to be a pretty quick update video, but for anyone watching who was, or especially still is, a fan of the Sega Master System, I think it's going to be of particular interest. Hey there, welcome back to GenXGrownUp. I'm John, and I am a GenXGrownUp. Thank you for taking the time to click on this video. And if you click on any videos in the past, then you probably know by now, or are familiar with my friend Paul, who's a mechanical engineer who specializes in product design, and he's been making all kinds of cool aftermarket gadgets to improve our gaming gadgets. You might remember we had the GameStation Pro paddle expander. He did a whole series of joystick ball toppers for me and turned into tank treads. So much cool stuff that he makes to enhance our gaming gadgets. You might remember a few weeks ago I showed you a refurb kit for the Nintendo Entertainment System's controller pad, right? The D-pad with the two buttons. And after doing that, he heard from a lot of folks who were Sega Master System fans who said, Sega Master System controllers are even harder to get a hold of. And I looked on eBay, they're like 30 or 40 bucks to get just a decent working one. So if you have one that needs refurb, well, he's designed a refurb kit for the SMS as well. I'm going to walk you through the kit and show you how it works, plus add-on grip that he created for it. Remember, all of his products, including this one for the SMS refurb and the NES we talked about, links to all those are in the video description to Paul's Etsy store if any of these interest you and you want to add them to enhance your gaming gadgets. Let's head to the table and check this one out. You know, if your Sega Master System controller has not been behaving like it should, it might just take a cleaning. You might just open it up and clean it up a little bit, which is the first step of Paul's kit. But, I mean, if yours is, hear that creak? If yours is kind of misbehaving, it might need a little more than that. It might be, you know, some underlying, what Paul calls it, tactile membrane. I call it button rubbers that are up under there, that sometimes those can wear as well. And all that is included in Paul's kit. So yeah, you get some full instructions here, as you would imagine, that walk you through every step of the way. But of course, then you have the little kit itself, which comes carefully packaged in a box and wrapped up in this shrink wrap. So let's take a look at what is included. In the little baggie, you can see all the parts, including, look, if you saw the NES refurb kit, then nothing here is probably going to surprise you. A variety of buttons and button rubbers in there. You got the D-pad. The custom D-pad we'll look at, some other buttons. All these replacement screws, a business card, and some alcohol wipes to help you accomplish the tasks outlined in these instructions. So let's get started. I'm going to start here with the included tiny screwdriver designed to keep you from over-tightening the screws and get this original one taken off. Take all these old screws out of the back. He even provides new screws that, if it's like the NES, they're just a tiny bit larger in diameter to help them grip onto that old plastic that might be separating, you know. All right, got all these screws loosened, so this back should just lift right off. There we go. Set that to the side. Now, the SMS controller had this double board layout, so you want to observe the path of this little controller wire through there and lift this board up. You also want to pull the wires up out of the guides. There we go. So that's going to expose, look at that grime. It's going to expose all of the tactile membranes, the button rubbers, you know, that are all in there. Now you're going to have choices. He provides replacement membranes with buttons for them, or just replacement buttons using the existing membranes, because nobody apparently sells these square membranes anymore. Now these are like NES, you can get those. So I'm going to do the full Monty and do everything. So I'm going to pull everything out of here. So let's get this guy out. Get this D-pad out. Done with that. Let's get all this other stuff out. Okay. And next you're going to come to these circuit boards, and he provides, I'm sure you probably have isopropyl alcohol 70% around your house, but if not, he provides them. You know, and the manual walks you through, you know, cleaning these, getting any grunge off of them, clean them really well here with one side of the cloth, and we'll flip the cloth to kind of wipe it down with a clean bit. This one wasn't too filthy. Just wipe the whole thing down as we're going over it, just to make sure we've eliminated any old debris or dirt or dust from there. All right, those are nice and almost looking shiny and new. Before you start assembling everything, here's where you have to start making some decisions. It's just how original do you want to keep your SMS controller versus how many of these new benefits do you want. If you want to keep the existing membranes for the buttons, just keep the old ones. Clean them again. You're going to clean the underside here. There's instructions on how to clean those. But you also need to either use the original buttons that came with it or use these new textured black ones that come in the kit. You can see the underside of these are different. These gray and red ones are designed to work with the replacement membranes, whereas these black ones have the little plus in here designed to work with these. So it's up to you. I'm going to use the new ones as we rebuild. So I'll be using these membranes, and you know what? I'm going to go with, I think, the gray buttons. Yeah, let's do the gray buttons. I like those. And of course the new D-pad membrane and the new plus D-pad button insert here. So we're going to put all this together. All right, so we got the front face here, and now these buttons are keyed, so they drop right in this little groove you can see here. Keeps them straight upright. There's that one. There's this one. Okay. Then the D-pad is going to go in, and looks like you go either way in there. Drop him in. Then you're going to go with membrane. So the new one is keyed. So there we go. There's pins there. Now these replacement membranes, remember, they're not keyed, but there's a diagram in the manual, which I'll show you here. It shows you exactly how to insert these. So I'm just going to insert these just like they are in the manual. There we go. And so the instructions just basically say make sure you keep it inside of these little walls. You wouldn't want to get pinched on the outside there. And it's not going to be any trouble really. When you start to reassemble this, just make sure they're not twisted out of sync like this. Just want to make sure they stay inside of those little walls. And you have no trouble. I didn't have any trouble. Now it's time to lay our PCB back in here with all the cleaned circuitry on it. Now those are going to go right where they go. You can see these little pins, so you can't get that wrong. Then you're going to run this back through just the way you found it. Go just like that. Double check everything's laying the way it should. And it's time to put it all back together. Now, no screws in yet. I've just flipped this over. Quick test fit. Make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. The buttons, oh, they feel good. All right, let's screw it all back together with using the new screws that Paul provides. Okay, all right, I think we got it. Now, I unfortunately don't have a Sega Master System to hook this up to, but just like with the other adjustments, just like with the NES, remember how creaky it was? Yeah, that's gone. And he includes, now the old D-pad, of course, had a little screw in it if you want, and he includes one of his thumbsticks. You screw right in there if you want. And this, now I never used an SMS, didn't have one as a kid, but this feels pretty darn good. Now, admittedly, if you're a big SMS fan, it might feel a little bit different. Admittedly, yeah, but I mean, realistically, the ergonomics of this, slight texture, a little rubbery here, a D-pad, a directional plus D-pad, or a thumbstick here. Now, as you likely probably already saw in the thumbnail, Paul didn't leave the Sega Master System out when it comes to having one of these cool grips that he makes for so many different consoles. And it's designed to be able to accommodate whether or not you have the wire coming out the back or the side. So this one has a side wire. So you just run it up with that little channel, push it right up, and there we go. Now, if you have small hands, this might be overkill. You have big hands like me, this is great. No more of that clutching it real close in. You can hold it in your palm like this. Yeah, I'm really fond of these grips that Paul does. And if you're restoring your SMS controller and want to spring for this as well, again, another way to kind of step up your Sega Master System and bring it back to maybe not its old glory, maybe better than it was when it was new.
Now, just like with all of Paul's kits, you can expect the same attention to detail and precision design and precise fit and all that stuff that it really just sets his stuff apart for my money, which is why I continue to feature his stuff. And plus you get, custom cut and manual and tools, a little screwdriver, whatever it is you need. So remember, if any of this interests you, or this one in particular, all the links are in the description to Paul's store and a lot of the cool products that he has for you to check out. Meanwhile, I'll throw links to some of the previous videos I've done highlighting these products here and here. I certainly hope you found something to enjoy in this video. I can't wait to talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.